Hiya, 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 hiya. Hey, it's me, Mr. James. Welcome back. Do I have audio? If anyone's watching, can you comment yes, no? Because I really don't know. I feel like I do. But anyway, I'm just going to keep talking until someone's like, you're muted. But anyway, so I'm really excited to talk about Melodifestivalen. I'm really annoyed that I wasn't a part of ESA Fan TV. I really gutted because you should see, I did my homework this morning. This morning, yes, I was up since 6 a.m. I wrote all these notes about all the performers, ready to give my all. And no, they're like, oh, we can't hear you. So, yeah. So, yeah, I was kind of annoyed, but I'm here. I think I fixed my audio, and I'm going to be talking about Melodifestivalen semifinal 1 in Gothenburg. Oh, the Swedes know how to do it. I remember every year, I look at Melodifestivalen and I'm like, can you just win so you can host and do a really good job and do what you do? Like, did you see Eric Sade as Dana International and Dawn, what's her name? Sarah Dawn Finer as Net. Oh, that was hilarious. And I literally, I used that time in between to like get ready for ESC Fan TV, and I came out and they're like, "Viva la diva," and she's like, and they're like, "Oh, like what is going on? Oh, I love it." But anyway, so seven songs, 7 artists. Thomas Geeson for like all of them. Geeson, is it? No, wrote a lot of them. What were my favorites? Well, I'll give you I'll tell you about all of them. I wrote notes for all of them. So I'm going to, if anyone's watching, just let me know that this audio is working just for my assurance. But shall we just start in order and I'll give you my ranking. So Nano Chasing Rivers was the first one. Okay. Another kid version concept. It seems to be the in thing at the moment for this year. And yeah, so what was I saying there? Another kid version concept. France had a kid version concept. Obviously, Sweden had a kid version concept back in 2015. So yeah, it's interesting that that's the trend at the moment. Very popular style in Australia at the moment, this style of music. If you turn on the radio, like, I mean, mainstream radio for Australians, you'd know like Today FM, The Hits Radio, Kiss FM, you will get this kind of song. Even on Triple J, this is a kind of song that if you want to make it in Australian pop at the moment, mainstream and tour with the young folks, this is the kind of music that you're getting. Yeah, it was kind of like, what kind of music was it? Well, it was like, how do you describe it? I don't know. How do you describe it? I kind of call it like hippie pop. It's just that kind of sound. But I liked with him, there was a lot of light and shade. And for the hippie pop where it's kind of like stripped and you know, oh, so stripped, there was actually the fact that it was Melodifestivalen, it was really well directed. So the whole thing had a real kind of nice, everything evened itself out. Really well produced, you know, that kind of saturation and rawness kind of got it to here. And light and shade, like I said, the first verses and chorus were like that, but it moved up so much that by the time I was like, oh my God, this guy has like a Caesar Samson style kind of voice at the end. I could hear a lot of like gospel, kind of like Take Me to Church kind of sound. So yeah, I was into it. No Drama by High 15. Someone in my house did not like the name High 15 as a group name. So this group reminded me very much of Fourth Wall from X Factor Malta, if anyone's watching that. It started off and I was like, okay, this is really cool. Reminds me, okay, the verses remind me of I&Q last year. It just had that kind of like tropical sound, like the da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. This group are very in sync, and when you have a group, you need that. You think it would be given, but many groups aren't like that, and they're kind of choppy and sing individually together. Think back to Don't Deny, Face Every Shadow, Genealogy, Armenia. You don't want to repeat of that as a group. They were very in sync. They worked as one. You were like, okay, they are a group. They are like one item. So from listening to the verses, it seemed like they were all alto singers because they had beautiful strength in the verses, which is rather uncommon. You know, a lot of people kind of shaky on the verses and they go crazy on the chorus. I wrote in the notes a stupid chorus. I'm going to be a bit nicer now and say the chorus wasn't stupid, but it was a silly chorus. It was like there was sing rapping in unison, not even like, hey, 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 like you could have done. It's like, be aggressive. I don't know. It gave me like cheerleading vibes or Mickey, you know, hey, Mickey, you're so fun. Hey, Mickey. Like, that's what it reminded me of. So I wasn't a big fan of that at all. I thought that was really silly. And that's why I'm thinking they're all alto singers, because they had beautiful low notes. And in the chorus, they didn't do any high notes. They just kind of yelled at you. So enchant. I realized at the end of the second, at the last chorus, one of the singers was like, ha, like not even that high. Like, I mean, it was like, ha. And I was like, wow, that one high note, I put semi-high note, that one semi-high note at the end seemed like a bit of a reach. And it wasn't even that high of a register. So, yeah, I thought that was interesting. Anyway, so that's what I took from that. The third one was Wiktoria with the song Not With Me. And I can't actually remember. I should say who these are written by, but I now can't remember. But I think there were like 3 of them were written by Thomas Geeson. And I should say that I should have looked this up beforehand. But there's 2 songwriters. There's Thomas Geeson. There's 2 writers in the world. Okay, there's Thomas Geeson, and now I'm not gonna. Tell you who the other writer is. Ralph Siegel. There's 2 songwriters in Eurovision which are like Prince Kings, really. Ralph Siegel has been writing Eurovision forever, songs in Eurovision, and has written A Winner, Germany back in the 80s, and has written a lot of songs. The other one is Thomas Geeson, and he's written 90 songs for Eurovision, including Melodifestivalen. He's written the most for Melodifestivalen. He's written a lot for Sweden that's gone in, and Georgia, Spain. Oh, so many. You'll be like, oh my God, he wrote that song as well. And he wrote Euphoria, which won. So he's like really big in the Eurovision community. So he's written 3 songs just in this semi-final alone. Yeah. So I don't think he wrote, I don't know why I'm bringing it up with this one, because I think this is like one of the ones that he did not write. Wiktoria, Not With Me. Okay, understanding the VT, which is like the video clip they showed beforehand, the whole thing was in Swedish, but it seemed like she paid her dues to be on that show, which is not that uncommon because there are so many people that keep coming back for Melodifestivalen. I feel like they just keep coming back until they get it, and then it's like a vicious cycle like that. So, but from watching the VT, it seemed like she paid her dues. And this time, they kind of showed a clip of one of her songs, and she's like, "Save me, save me, save me," and it was like a high, like a up tempo song. And this time, she's like, "I want a sad song," and they're like, "We'll give you that sad song." I feel like she's like, "I've done what you need. Now I want the sad song," and the sad song automatically makes you win. Not really. But the last 2 songs have been up tempo. So anyway, from Sweden. But they were like, I'm going to give you that sad ballad. So this was a sad power ballad. The song was good enough for a power ballad, for sure. It had that kind of structure. This is book standard structure. I need a little bit more now to be rude. I'm like, yeah, it's a book standard power ballad. But I think she lacks a lot of delivery, and her belting is a little nasally for my liking. Which I like nasal singers, but for a power ballad, you need to use your diaphragm a lot more. Otherwise, if you rely on your nasal passage and your upper register in your face, yeah, it's not such a great sound for 3 minutes straight. So for that, even though she was like, write me a song that's a sad ballad, I feel like the song was not such a good fit for her. And I wanted more at the end. Pretty much it started at a 6 and it ended at a 6. I still really liked the song. I don't love it, but like I said, started at a 6, ended at a 6. I kind of was, when it started, I was like, okay, this is going to be good. And then when it ended, I was like, well, it was okay. So I just expected a little bit more from that song. Zeana, featuring at a Eurovision contest, Aniston Demina with Mina Bränder. Okay, so I liked the cultural, soulful hook belts at the end of this chorus, the choruses. That was my favorite thing about this song for sure. There are some gems in this song, but it's really difficult to find. You really got to listen carefully for some greatness that appears in the song. And it's not subtlety. It's actually that I think it's overpowered by that kind of just super generic, typical dance pop vibe. It was very much, I'm not a fan of instrumental choruses ever, but that is the wave of music now. But for Eurovision, a song contest, I'm really not a fan of instrumental choruses. I had a really big go at can't even remember his name anymore. From Poland, Light Me Up. Light me up now, baby. Light me up. Like, no. We need more stimulation vocally. So anyway, I wasn't a fan, as you know. So I was like, ugh, this instrumental chorus, it's being rather prominent. And a lot of songs now, I mean, looking at the French national election, I think almost every song had some kind of instrumental part that was like a segue from the chorus to the second verse. But it was really prominent in this one. I liked the slight yodel-like feature in the instruments part. I just watched 7 songs for the first time. I can't really remember, but there was a yodel, and probably people remember, but I gave it I thought it was a yodel-like vibe. And I really liked that in the instrumental part. I would like to hear more of that kind of stuff. And like I said, the cultural soulful hooks, the music itself had a really nice cultural vibe every other time that the instrumental chorus wasn't in. So it had, like, it was just such a great potential song that looks like it needed to be a bit more tweaked up with more vocal stuff and keep that kind of theme. Anyway, Arja Saijonmaa with Mina, fyra, årstider. Okay. Oh, yes, I remember this one. She looked really lovely, by the way. Okay. She was a lot older in age compared to the traditional Swedish artists, or compared to all the artists. But I'm going to grant her this. She looked beautiful. Albania, you know, the senior people looked kind of washed up in that one. She looked incredible. I was like, what? Everyone needs to go to Sweden to have a career. And she's not even that old, but I mean, compared to compared to Eurovision, everyone's kind of in their 20s and 30s, unfortunately. I don't think age matters. And I'm going to start off by saying this isn't because of her age, but I feel like this song is something we would have got in the 90s at Eurovision and would have done really, really well. But that style has kind of evolved, and I don't think it's in fitting with what's happening now. Nonetheless, such an emotional singer. I was riding that wave with her the whole time for 3 minutes. I also hear some Swedish jazz blues tones, probably more bluesy, And I feel like, unfortunately, the stage didn't do any favors either. They made it kind of look like it was a kindergarten performance with, with an older person. People aren't going to really get into that. I understand. I feel like the senior demographic obviously would be like, yeah, I like it. But it was a little too just non-offensive, like, no. She looks like she would have been game to do more stuff, a bit edgier. And I really liked her. I thought her voice was really fitting for the competition. I just saw that song was a little outdated and what they did with her, but she looked great. One of the best looking, costume wise of the night. So and the next one is Mohombi with Hello. It's me. Did I ask before? A very powerful pop song, I said. This one overall has great stage direction and choreography for sure. I would suggest Sweden avoid, though, I said 2 backdrops, but the 2 backdrops were from High 15 and mirrored backdrops, which they had for Mohombi. After how the public reacted to Benjamin last year at Eurovision, for sure. Benjamin performed in that kind of weird tube design where they made it look like he was in a motion picture and not anywhere near the stage. And that's exactly what the viewers thought. They thought he was performing live via satellite, and he didn't get many views because of that only. That's the only reason. No, I'm sure they just didn't feel it, but it was a really big help for them not to feel it. The jury kind of was a little bit more educated and knew what was going on, and they voted Sweden second. But the public last year voted them, I don't even know what they came, it was like 21st or something. It was so low. It was like the all-time lowest for Sweden, if you count just televoting. And so he ended up coming 7th in average. And that, I think, a big thing you could blame are those backdrops that make it look like a music video not on stage. So don't do that. Although the mirror thing looked okay, but I would just say, or make sure that you get the scope of stage, audience are here, we're still part of it. But yeah, just learn from those lessons for sure. I was coming into this being like, I don't think we'll see any tube backdrops or anything this year. And then they did it. And I was like, that's such a risk. Anyway, the hello in the chorus is catchy. It's like, hello, hello, hello. Oh, although a beat drop, because there was a beat drop like Zeana. How do I have this much energy for the morning on a Sunday? But it was a beat drop, but still a bit more creative than Zina. And there was a lot more vocals with that instrumental section. So I'm gonna let that slide, okay? And I really liked the song. I really liked the arrangement, how it was written. It was just really good. He was really good. He had really good presence. And he was really confident, and he had a really lovely vocal tone as well. The last performance, Ashes to Ashes by Anna Bergendahl. Now, what did I think of this one? I thought that the song has a mix of, and let's see if you agree with me here, it had a mix of Jolene by Dolly Parton and You're So Vain by, I was going to check who the artist was. I think it's Carly Simon, is it? See if you agree. It's like a little mix of Jolene and You're So Vain. And it kind of had that kind of like, that like really kind of brooding country, which you don't hear anymore. It has a unique country anthem sound, which I don't know, like what's a country anthem sound outside in Australia? I could tell you it's What About Me? What About Me? People still sing that, but that's not really country, that's soft rock. But I guess it's like Love Story by Taylor Swift. What's another country anthem? Yeah, so I'm just gonna make sure my mic isn't making a sound. Okay, so yeah, that's what I thought. It had a great country anthem sound, definitely catchy for sure. And I liked the Insta garden concept on stage, very Instagram into life kind of thing. Yeah, it actually looked really cool, and it made the stage like totally evolve. Once again, I hope that I think the audience need to see learning from the mistake from last year. Every single country can learn from Sweden's mistake last year, and make sure that you kind of show that we're still on stage. You wouldn't think you'd have to explain it out to people, but it seems like you do. This is a good enough. This is okay. This is good enough if you're into that style. If you really, really like country, I think this would like you would be like, oh my god, I got to vouch for this song. I think as a country person into country, which how many Swedish people are into country music? But Netherlands likes their folk, so maybe. But if you're into country, I think this is one you'd be really proud of and you'd be into. I think if it won Eurovision, no, I think if it won Melodifestivalen and got into Eurovision, I think that it would get lost in the competition. Even if it was last to perform, it's kind of one that will fizzle out of your brain, even though I said it's hooky. But I mean, out of 27 songs, it might be like, oh, it might make 10th or 9th if it was in Eurovision. So for that, I'm not sure if I would go over, like I would want this to win because, yeah, I'm not sure on a grand scheme of things, but the song is well written, well catering to her voice and style, unlike that other one. And I would see this doing well on every single type of radio station. I could see this on like a smooth radio, adult contemporary, mainstream pop, for sure, like the country kind of radio stations. I could see this playing it on talkback. I think it just has that kind of, you know, gravitas towards every kind of genre and person. It's good enough for every kind of person. But like I said, in Eurovision as a contest song, I want Sweden to really bring it this year. Like, really bring it. And TBH, I didn't really see it in this one. I was so blown away by the quality for sure, but I didn't see any song that I was really going to want to vote for in the finale so far. But we shall see. We shall see. So what happened? Okay, I'll give you my ranking. This was my ranking. My 7th place was Arja, Mina, Fyra, årstider, the one with the kind of kindergarten backdrop. She looked great, but the song was a little 90s. That one. My 6th place was Zina, featuring an East on Demina. Mina bränder. For the reasons I said, that instrumental chorus section, but overall, I did dig it. That instrumental chorus section must have really irritated me because I brought it right down. My 5th was No Drama by High 15. Like I said, love this song, love the quality of the song, and then they sang the chorus, and I was like, what the heck? Could you not think of a melody? Da 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 da. No. 4th place. I'm being so mean at the moment. No, I really liked it, but just the chorus, I wanted a melody and you gave me a chant. So it wasn't my kind of thing. 4th was Anna Bergendahl, Ashes to Ashes. Like I said, love this song. I think everyone would love it. And I don't know if that 4th is enough for me. That's the ranking I'm giving it. 3rd place is Wiktoria, Not With Me. Power ballad, alone, loved the structure, book standard, didn't absolutely love it, but liked it enough. Thought the song wasn't fit for her, but liked her. Nothing really went together for me, but nice enough for a bronze for me. 2nd place was Chasing Rivers, Nano. That really got to me. I'm not really into that style, but I liked that most of those styles don't really move up, but he totally moved up. He went from like a 5 to a 8. Or not an 8, like a 5 to a 7 or something. But he worked his way up. Light and shade for sure with him. I was really impressed. 1st place was Mohombi, Hello. I loved it. Loved it a lot. I thought it was great. Thomas Geeson at his finest. But like I said, none of these are winners. I know Sweden's capable of more. And I know they're going to deliver more. I just know it. So what were the end results then? And also, let me know. I'm going to tell you what I thought of the results. But while I'm saying it, let me know comments below what you thought of it. Who was your favorite? I'd be interested to know. Or interested if you agreed with me with anything. Really curious. So the results are and this was really weird. The whole thing was in Swedish, and this is my first time actually watching Melodifestivalen. Like, I've seen clips, but I've never like watched in live time. So I was watching the results, and I was like, I got confused. I realized that they announced 5 of the 7, like the top 5 voting, which is, by the way, really awkward for the 2 out of 7 who didn't get through. Yeah, but like I said, no one was bad in this. Everyone was so good, but no one was amazing, but everyone was good. No one was bad. So just know that to Arja and who was the other one? High 15. Yeah, you weren't bad. You're just Swedish. You're unlucky. Maybe if you made in other countries, which I won't say because then there'll be World War III online. So 5th, then they brought out the 5 on stage. Then they announced one person, and then they sang a song. And I was like, oh, maybe they just announced only one person for each semifinal, and then the final was like 4. And I was like, oh, okay. So I thought it was kind of done. And then I saw they were making more announcements, and then they announced, like, because everyone went crazy, it was Wiktoria, not with me. I was like, ah! And then they announced, like, it was, what was it? It was Chasing Rivers, I think. They're like Chasing Rivers. And I was like, oh, what's going on? And then they were like semi-interested. I was like, oh, it's like some kind of wild card thing or something. And then they announced Ashes to Ashes, and they're like this. And then they would leave, like the show's about to end, and then they said Mohombi. And then I was like, yay! And then Mohombi ended. And I'm like, why did Mohombi end? And I was like, maybe he was the highest of this wild card, and that's why he got to perform. And then I realized they just left like the top 2. They did one at the beginning and one at the end of the results, and then put this wild card in between. It was super weird. So then it was announced that Zina came 5th, and Nano, Chasing Rivers, Anna, Ashes to Ashes get into a second chance, they call it, which is like a wild card, I guess. I don't know when they do that. I didn't see that there was a second chance arranged, was there? Oh yeah, second chance round on the 2nd of March. Okay. And then Wiktoria, Not With Me, and Mohombi, Hello made it into the top 2, so they go to the final. So what was my voting again? I had Wiktoria at 3rd and Mohombi was 1st. So, I mean, that's a pretty good result for me. I'm usually not that lucky. I usually have like one that I liked and one that it was like, what? And the other 2 that was second act was, where were you? Nano and Anna. Now, Nano was second for me and Anna was 4th. So my top 4 kind of progressed. My 2nd and my 4th got to the wild card, and my 3rd and 1st got through. So I was overall pretty happy with that result. And yeah, so no, that was a pretty good outcome. I thought it was really good. I love Melodifestivalen. And like I said, that interval performance, oh my gosh. And the fact that they opened with an opening performance. I love Eric Sade. I love, love Sarah. I want to make sure that I say her name right. Sarah Dawn Finer. And Linda Woodruff is my favorite. It's like, if you don't know Linda Woodruff, look up Linda Woodruff, but she's hilarious. Her alter ego character, but her she's great performer, great singer. Oh, I love her so much. If I ever went to Sweden, this time, if they don't get Petra, they have to get her, or her and Petra together would be so good. But they have to get her to host next time. I really wanted her to host 2016, and then when they announced it was Petra and Barnes, I was like, I'm not mad because I love Petra, and then they end up being the best host. So, but next time, please go to Sarah. So, yeah. No, what else to say? I'm really happy with that. I've got so many videos to make, so you'll probably catch me in something else soon. But tell me if you liked it. Get excited. No one knows that song watching Eurovision. I think that's by a singer called Danielle. If you want to look that up, tell me if you like it. That's from a long time ago. Anyway, I'm going to go. It's been long enough, 30 minutes. Thank you so much. I hope the audio works. Who knows, really? I don't know. But it'll be funny. It'll be really funny if it didn't. Anyway, why am I more energetic in the morning? Anyway, okay, time to go. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe because, like I said, I've got so many more of these to do. So just be updated. You know, you don't have to look for it. All that kind of shebang. Thank you so much. And next time I'll be on ESC Fan TV with the audio on and I won't stuff them up. I hate being unprofessional and I'm keeping this setting on. So check me on ESC Fan TV. Subscribe to them. They're great even without me. So, of course, they're wonderful. They're all really good and I have a lot of fun with them. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. Bonsoir, Europe. And goodbye. I will be popular. I'm weird. Bye.